Imagine a world where everywhere, everyone wakes up empowered with the ability to practice just a little more common sense. Imagine what that world would look like today. Imagine what your world would look like if you wake up armed with the ability to practice just a little more common sense. Now, I know the first thing I'll hear you say is, but Robin, don't you understand? The problem with common sense is that it's just not that common. I believe that we've hacked, with a little bit of simple social science, the code for common sense. If you're a little like me, then every day starts with toothpaste and toilet paper. Imagine with me, as you rush out the door, that sensation of a mouthful of freshly brushed teeth and the energy you get. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of guy who takes that toothpaste tube and systematically, with uniform precision, empties the paste from one side, from the seam to the spout. Perhaps you're the other kind of person who, full of the life in you, grabs that tube just about anywhere and with little to no thought just squeezes out one portion at a time. And then I pick up that tube and something deep down inside forces me to put the cap back on and force its content back into uniformity so that once again I can squeeze out my portion from seal to spout. What fascinates me is how something as simple as a tube of toothpaste can cause such conviction in me and have so much of an impact on my day. Just like toilet paper. Another seemingly harmless but contested debate is when you're putting that roll of toilet in its dispenser on the wall, do you place it so that the paper rolls over or under the roll? Now listen, over or under, I don't really care, but why is it that when you need another sheet, what's so important is if it's moving towards you or away from you? Moving just a little further away from home, another seemingly harmless but increasingly difficult challenge to navigate is hiding in wait just around the corner at your local traffic circle. I love traffic circles. You never know what you're going to meet. It's like I get a free ticket every day to my own local zoo. If you were with me this morning, you would be sitting next to me in the car as you find your favorite radio station. I would be waiting to find my gap in the queue. As another person walks by and we're waiting for our turn as cars go by again and again, you would with your very own eyes seen how somebody seemingly good on the outside can very quickly turn into a monster. As they take their turn somewhere from deep down inside, something overtakes them and they get that 1,000-yard stare as if to say, if I don't see you there, you don't exist. I love traffic circles as much as I love what I do. And the work that I do takes me from the beautiful foothills of Kilimanjaro right down to the beauty of the Table Mountain, even sometimes to the dusty streets of a city in South Sudan. No matter where I found myself, hardly a day goes by before I encounter yet another traffic circle. Like even in my suburb, in the city I call home. Traffic circles are interesting. It's so much you can learn about a people and a city when trapped in a circle just for a few moments. Okay, maybe not just a few moments. Why is it that something so simple as a traffic circle can cause so strong a conviction about what should or should not happen, about what you could or could not do? Why is it that something so simple as an action that someone else takes brings about so strong an emotion, so strong that it even overtakes some of us, and it leads us into crisis? I believe that crisis is because we have a poor sex drive. Say that slowly with me. Strong emotional conviction about something. I believe it's because of our strong emotional convictions about our stuff that we stumble into crisis. Let me see how strong you are. Just raise your arms. Let me see your guns. And with me, say out aloud, strong. 1, 2, 3. Strong. Thank you. The next one is with your hand on your chest. Beat out with me and say out aloud the word emotion. 1, 2, 3. Emotion. And licking your index finger, touch your temple and say out aloud with me, conviction. 1, 2, 3. Conviction. You see, it's our strong emotional convictions about our stuff that stumbles us into crisis. It's our strong emotional convictions about our stuff and what we hold to be true that stumbles into a difference between me and you. I think that it's our strong emotional convictions about stuff, and just inside that is the code for what we call common sense. The definition that I personally feel that describes common sense the best is the one that says that it is the obviousness of that stuff just in front of you that you're looking at. It's the ability to see something for what it is, to make sense, to find meaning and take understanding from it. But then what is common? You see, common is when in a unique situation, in a specific incident, I have an experience that is unique to me. But in that moment, you share that experience. And we have a common, unique experience together. And in that unique common experience, something else is unlocked. I believe it is connect. And when we have something of connect, it paves the way for relationship. Remember the first time you met that Facebook friend in person? It's like you walk into a room full of strangers, and the moment you realize that there's something that you share, a unique experience, even though it is virtual and it does not exist, it paves the way for connect. And with that connect, you relate. And with the ability to relate, there is meaning and understanding. It's in a crisis that you and I call for common sense. I think it's because in that crisis, we're calling for a little more connect. It's in that crisis, we're calling out for a little relationship. We're hoping that when you behave the way that you do that in a way that is similar to me, because that means that you and I, we share a sense of meaning and understanding. And if we can understand how we make sense and find meaning, we can share relationship. I believe that the reason we call out for common sense is because we're calling out for connect, something our world today has lost so much of. It's in that traffic circle when, again, I'm rushing in, running out of time, and that next person conveniently doesn't see me, and I'm forced to wait again. That's somewhere deep down inside. The voice is calling out to me and saying, duh, stupid. If you were in the car with me this morning, you would have heard me trying to justify my animal-like behavior in my roundabout zoo by saying, but they should know better. It's common sense, right? If you were with me this morning as I grabbed my paste of tube, and you would have seen my frustration as I grab that sticky outside edge, trying to make sense, and something deep down inside me would say out aloud as I mutter, duh, stupid. It's our strong emotional conviction about our stuff that causes us to stumble. It's our strong emotional convictions about our stuff that causes us to disconnect. We in a society who are just unique individuals longing out to understand one another, to make sense and relate. We have, closer than we think, the ability to connect. Next time you find yourself facing that traffic circle and you find that voice from somewhere deep down inside, let it remind you that it's saying something like, hello. Next time you grab that tube of paste and it's not quite how you expect, and there's something deep down inside, a voice that's wanting to say something, let it remind you, let it say, hello. Next time you find yourself with a mouthful of teeth, holding back those words as you want to crush that conversation, the words as if they're in their starting blocks, and something deep down inside you wants to say, hello. Next time, when something deep down inside you is reminding that your strong emotional convictions need to say something, let it remind you that you too can choose not to be stupid, but rather, hello. You too can choose to practice just a little more common sense. Thank you.